Yeah, it's Bomb Peeps, TopFlotion77 here today for a discussion of a tier list I made. Now this is the My Chemical Romance tier list. Now, the bottom I have Gun and Teenagers, but, well, as you can see, that's just for the duplicates when you look on the left. And right above that is the instrumentals, and well, yeah, Goodnight Dr. Death, just some dialogue, and then the national anthem. Well, then traffic report doesn't cut out to any music or anything, but at least it didn't cut to something completely unoriginal. I mean, come on, Mike Hem, you know better than to do that with Dr. Death Defying. I mean, come on, he's your surgeon, your proctor, your helicopter, pumping out the automatic sounds to keep you alive. Why would you do that to Dr. Death? After that, well, Look Alive Sunshine, I mean. This leads into Na 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 in the official music video, but I don't really count it as its own song. But, well, yeah. Then Romance, I mean, the only two instrumentals that I'm actually going to be giving my peace of mind on, well, I mean, all of those others I don't really think deserve a review, because, well, one leads into another song, one's just dialogue, and then the other is dialogue followed by the national anthem. But Romance and Interlude are actually pretty good, honestly. Next, well, as you can see, we have the top 15, top 30, top 50, and under top 50 categories. But before we get to any of that, we gotta talk about Disenchanted. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Disenchanted, that's why I put it that good. And it's starting to slowly grow on me. I'm starting to like the song more and more as I listen to it more and more. But in my opinion, it is still the worst of the My Chem songs. Mainly because I'm just so used to an insane amount of energy and fun with most My Chem songs. Or when it is a slow burner, I expect it to be extremely powerful and packed with emotion. And with Disenchanted, well, it takes a bit to pick up. And, I mean, the instrumentals are just okay. Pretty much everything except for the vocals is okay. And what I mean by everything except for the vocals, I mean, the vocals are one of the two parts that stand out about this. The vocals are easily top 5 best My Chem vocals. Gerard Way, you did amazing your vocals in this song were amazing, but why'd it have to be released on Disenchanted? It's just so drab and boring all the time. And, I like the song, but it's definitely not my favorite. Okay. Now we're starting to get into territory where I don't remember too much, but I remember loving them. And, well, I'm just gonna review the entire under top 50 category. Okay. Most of these, as you can see, are, well, half of them are from Bullets. Then 2 are from Danger Days. 1 is from Conventional Weapons. Now, these are the 3 albums that kind of stick out like a sore thumb when it comes to My Chem. I mean, Conventional Weapons, despite being made before Danger Days, ended up releasing after, because My Chem was not confident in what they had made, so they ended up delaying it until 2013. But anyways, I mean, they all are pretty similar when it comes, well, sorry, these 3 albums are pretty similar in a lot of ways, but they just don't stick out, and as a result, a lot of the songs from these albums, while far from the best, are still great, but, I mean, what are you going to do when you have Boy Division and The Light Behind Your Eyes in the same category, Surrender of the Night? What are you going to do when you have Na Na Na, Bulletproof Heart, Destroya, Go, well, Planetary, I should say, Sing, and a ton of, well, and a decent amount of other stuff, and Danger Days, Surrender of the Night, and, well, like I said, I love these songs. All the three that well, the three that I mentioned, Vampire Money carries a fun energy to it. Not really insanely quick, but just a head bopper that is pretty enjoyable. And then the Kids from Yesterday takes it slow and tries to get a ton of nostalgia, which it works for me, but a lot of times nostalgia isn't the best for me because when I remember the good times in the past, well, it also brings up bad times in the past most of the time. But hey, you gotta take the bad with the good. And Surrender of the Night, I mean, it's just another fast-paced, high-energy song. I mean, there's so many of these that it's really difficult to not be repetitive because most of the time it's kind of the same song and dance. And then for the three from Bullets, this is the best day ever, Headfirst for Halos and Skylines and Turnstiles. Okay, now people will hate on me for putting the songs from Bullets on the lowest, but come on. Bullets is easily, in my opinion, and many others, the worst out of the MCR albums. Not that it's bad for me or many others, it's just that, I mean, there's Three Cheers, there's The Black Parade, there's Danger Days, there's Conventional Weapons. I mean, it just feels like this was a great way to set up everything when it comes to an album stand, but other than setting up everything, it doesn't really do anything out of the box. Just most of the songs are quite similar, and that's why there are more that are lower, but at the same time, these songs kind of set up that fast pace, high energy while still carrying the emotion that MCR failed to perfect until most of their songs for the Black Parade. Now, what I mean by that is they mastered slow burning, emotionally powerful songs, and they also mastered the amazing, fast, high energy songs, but they failed to do both a lot of times. And that is really fixed when it comes to the Black Parade. But, well, anyways, I mean, these songs are amazing, I just don't like them nearly as much. Okay. Tomorrow's Money, Party Poison, Early Sunsets Over Monroeville, Demolition Lovers, Burn Bright, Make Room, Kiss the Ring, Scarecrow, Ambulance, Drowning Lessons, Gun, Cubicles, Our Lady of Sorrows, well, I'm just going to talk about all the ones I've already mentioned. Most of them are from Bullets and Conventional Weapons. Really good, but they just don't compare to a lot of the other My Chem songs. Well, when it comes to My Chem, you really need something to stick out when you're going against songs as amazing as Helena, Welcome to the Black Parade, The Light Behind Your Eyes. You need something to stick out. You can separate yourself, and most of these songs, I mean, like I said, they are amazing, but they just don't have too much different. They may have some different, but there's already most likely an MCR song that does something that those songs do, but better. And in the end, like I already said, I love these songs. It's just they aren't as good as what's above them, and I felt like they could have been a bit better considering what else MCR had. Okay, now let's see. The only hope for me is you. The world is ugly. The jet set life is gonna kill you. Cemetery Drive. I never told you what I do for a living. Sing, and it's not a fashion statement. It's a fucking death wish. Now, okay. This is where it really starts to get good. When it comes to this music, well, this is where this is where everything starts to really stand out. Nothing really sticks out too bad, but nothing blends in too well to where it feels like it's the exact same song and dance with no changes at all. And while that is a problem that a lot of MCR songs have, what the fuck? Why the fuck did my Switch just turn on? Anyways, back to this. Well, these songs, they all carry that fast pace and high energy Mike Kim is known for, except for Sing and, well, Sing, The Only Hope for Me Is You, and The World Is Ugly, but those are the slow burning, powerful, emotional songs. But all these show that MCR, while they could do better, they are always at least going to be average and never below. And average isn't bad, it's just that, well, like I said, these songs are great, and it's where it starts to stick out and be better, but, like I said with plenty of this other stuff, it just can't compare to what's above it. Now, I'm going to talk about one specific song real quick that's in my top 30. You see it? The one that wasn't in the top 30 before? Yeah, you probably do. I'm gonna stop stalling. It's Destroya. Now, this song I've just recently started to love. It's just so fun to listen to. And I'm not talking about Gerard Weisman's etc. I mean, the song, it, like with many of the other songs, carries that fast pace, energetic, well, fast paced, energetic tone that never lets go, and it's just a blast to listen to from beginning to end. Now, for the rest of these songs, let's see. Well, let's. Okay. I'm going to be talking about I Don't Love You, Save Yourself, or Hold Them Back, Hang 'em High in Blood now. Now, first off, I'll talk about Save Yourself, I'll Hold Them Back. A really sweet, heartfelt song, but at the same time, it doesn't feel the need to be a slow burner. It finds a way to get the power and emotion across with a lot of, like MCR is known for, fast pace and energy. And this song is, like I said with Destroya, really a fun headbanger. Now, Hang 'em High. Just take a listen to the beginning of the song. Western and immediately rock. It just, the lyrical complexity of this as well. Oh my god. And this is in Three Cheers. They saved it closer to the end, which, well, honestly, I wish that they would have put Thank You for the Venom or The Ghost of You something, well, one of those two at the end, but, wait, no. Hang 'em High, it was not the last song. I think that was actually, I Never Told You What I Do for a Living, that's the last song, but Hang 'em High, it's made my top 30 both times before this tier list for a good reason. I mean, it is just amazing. Hang 'em High has a ton of lyrical complexity, the amazing instrumentals, and, well, when you want to talk about instrumentals, before I mention Bobby Breyer's amazing work on drums, take a listen to the riffs. Ray Toro and Frank Iero are just shredding it. Anyways, let's go for, well, on to the next two. Blood and I Don't Love You. The number, let's see, 30, 30, 20, the 27 and 26 spots. Okay, now both of these are some of the worst songs from the Black Parade, but that's not saying too much when it comes to any song being bad, because if you're comparing it to the Black Parade, I mean, you're comparing it to High Praise. Now, Blood, it's just, it's it sounds sadistic when you look into it, but if you don't look into it, it's just it's just a fun, calm, well, not really calm, but it's just a jovial tune. And also, I'm just gonna say this now. This tier list didn't show any options for B-sides, which is why you don't see Kill All Your Friends, Heaven Help Us, or My Way Home is Through You. But I would put Kill All Your Friends above Blood and I Don't Love You for sure. Okay, after that we have the two bullet songs. Well, the two highest ranking bullet songs. Honey the Smear and Vampires Will Never Hurt You. Why did they put these two both at the beginning? Come on. They could have slowly built up to these two. Like, start out with something a bit slower from Bullets, and in the smack dab middle, have Honey the Smear. Then, at the end, have Vampires Will Never Hurt You. Even though Demolition Lovers is definitely something that I would, well, it does an amazing job as a final song, but it's just, okay, my Switch did not just turn on. That's good. I mean, while Demolition Lovers does do a great job, I mean, and it fits at the end spot better than any other spot, I wish the Vampires Will Never Hurt You could have been there, because I just like to see some build up a lot of times. Kind of like how Three Cheers put their best song in the first slot. Why? Honestly. Well, anyways, these two bullet songs, let me just talk about the lyrics for a sec. For a second, let's pretend that vocals don't exist, that energy and pacing don't exist. Let's just take a look at the lyrics. And Vampires Will Never Hurt You. I mean, it's about someone who, of course, supposedly is a vampire, wanting someone to stake him in the heart, as in, he wants someone to brutally slaughter him in case the sun goes down, so others can't kill him. And I'm guessing that person he's talking to is a loved one. But just that alone, telling someone you love to kill you, you know how heart-wrenching that must be for them. Now, with Honey the Smear, I find it hard to stop with the words you say. And never mind the friends I'm making, some other stuff I don't remember. I mean, it's just overall, these two songs have some of the best lyrics of any MCR song, but like I already said, they are amazing. And there's a reason they both have hit my top 30 every single time before this tier list and in this tier list, but these songs are just amazing. Okay, let me discuss the 4 Three Cheers song. Wait, no. Never mind. There's one that's not a Three Cheers song in the end, but Give 'Em Hell, Kid. This was the second song on Three Cheers. If you were here and never have a fear to go and live your life, but I miss you more than I did yesterday. It's basically talking about how you fear life without someone because you're just so used to it, and you're used to having them by your side all the time, to the point where you feel like you will be unstable without them. And that's just the lyrics. I haven't mentioned the vocals, the pacing, the energy, the instrumentals. I've just mentioned the lyrics. Honestly, sorry that this is getting repetitive. Just expect that with all MCR stuff on my channel when it's a list. But Give 'Em Hell, Kid is really just, it's brilliant. the end. This is what started the Black Parade. The rest of the album had to live up to this. And it didn't just live up. It stomped. Honestly. Come on. The end is not in the even in the top 7 for the Black Parade. Just think about that for a sec. A song as amazing as this, not even top 7 from their best album. And this is, honestly, the end is an amazing song. Starts out slow and summer, and then pow, bam, punches you in the face when you least expect it. Then it goes back to slow for a second, boom. It's when you least expect it, and it manages to fit such emotion and power, but packing such energy, packing such emotion in. Honestly, it does have a decent energy intake, but at the same time, the pacing, mm, I'm not gonna say it's bad. The pacing's amazing, but it doesn't have that fast pace, but it does have that really high energy, which I really like that they were able to mix it with that slow and somberness. Okay, now to the end, and you know what they do to guys like us in prison. He calls a mansion not a house but a tomb. He's always choking from the stench and the fume. The wedding party all collapsed in the rooms to send the resignation to the bride and the groom. Come on. Listen to these lyrics. And I haven't even mentioned the chorus yet. Say goodbye to the lives you take. Say goodbye to the lives you make. Say goodbye to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drink. Say goodbye to the last parade. Say goodbye to the choice you made. Say goodbye to the hearts you break and all the cyanide you drink. Okay, so this is basically talking about coming out to your loved one that, well, mm, I don't know if the person in that song that's being talked about is homosexual, but it sounds like he is, and he's trying to tell his wife that he doesn't really love her and he just feels like this is what society wants him. So she goes off and drinks cyanide or some shit. And you know what they do to guys like us in prison. You want to talk about some lyrics, just listen to every single one of these songs, but this is one of the most important. In the middle of a gunfight, in the center of a restaurant, they say, come with your arms raised high. No, they're never gonna get me, like a bullet through a flock of doves, to wage this war against your faith in me. Just take a listen at those lyrics. And that's just the beginning. It continuously gets more psychotic and crazy as we feel this man who's had to kill. Well, I don't know where he would be at because this is only the 4th song, but basically, the story of Three Cheers, a guy loses his wife and makes a deal with the devil to where if he kills 1,000 souls, his wife will be resurrected, but he finds out that the 1,000th soul is himself. So, yeah. He can't see his wife yet again. But come on, this is by far one of the best MCR has made. Okay, now let's talk about the 2 from DD, Danger Days. Planetary, aka Go. Now this is just party house fun. There's no better way to describe it. It is just fun all the way through. I mean, I'm just not gonna say anything else about it. It's fun all the way through, and it just gets even more fun when you listen to it again. Now, Bulletproof Heart. A really sweet song that manages to capture a decent amount of energy and has, well, it's about 2 people in love running away and trying to keep hidden from the cops. And I'm guessing one of them's probably Killjoy, and the woman may not be of the lover, and instead it may be the person who we see in the music videos for singing Na Na Na. I don't know, but that would be my guess. And, well, oh, shit. Oh, wait, yeah, I already mentioned. Okay. I was asking myself in my head if I already mentioned I never told you what I do for a living singing. It's not a fashion statement, it's a fucking death wish. But I did. Okay. Now, dead, and this is how I disappear. You want to talk about vocals? You want to talk about energy? You want to talk about sadism? These songs show some of the best. I mean, this is how I disappear. Another easy top 5 when it comes to Gerard Way vocals. This is how, well, these two being the second and third songs of the Black Parade really ended up living up to the start and outclassing it. These songs, like I've mentioned for plenty others, have that fast pace and high energy MCR is known for. But along with that, for Dead, it shows that the patient, well, ends up finding news that he only has 2 weeks to live from his doctor, and how no one really has anything nice to say to him because he was such a dick. And then this is how I disappear, is like he's calling out to a loved one, saying that he will be forced to disappear. Well, he is going to die, and without them, it would just be worthless, that he would have nothing to feel bad about when dying, or he would have no one to feel guilty for. I guess he is wanting to hate himself or something, and he is trying to, well, I don't know, but this song is utterly amazing. Now that was the top 30 part. We're getting into the real shit here. Top 15. Now, as you see, my list, my top 15 has changed quite a lot. Okay, Cancer. Now, this is the classic slow burner. And as I listen to it more and more, and as I draw more and more parallels with my life and other people's lives, everyone's personal experiences, it gets better because it gets more heartbreaking. It gets sadder and sadder every time you listen to it. But that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, I'd say it's a really good thing. And for Cancer, I mean, I understand if you don't like it. Frozen Wolf Gaming, I'm talking about you, but this song, it, I'm, I'm speechless. Now, teenagers. Ever wonder why a ton of parents or the government treat children and teenagers like they're meat? That's the reason Gerard Way made this song. To, well, call people out for treating teenagers like they aren't humans and that they're just meat to do whatever they are commanded to by higher ups. And it doesn't really seem like that, despite that was what Gerard was trying to do, because it's just masked so well. Gerard Way does an absolutely amazing job with keeping a fun beat that it's just a real headbanger. Well, and the steady beat, well, I wouldn't really say it's cliche, but it's really just overall fun to listen to. And, well, is there anything better when it comes to music than being able to enjoy it, being able to have fun, or get your heart broken, or anything good? You don't want a song that gives you absolutely no feeling, like Sicko Mode or Old Town Road, or any of the country music. I heard there are tractors and horses and pretty girls that like to go drink. That has no meaning. Well, People say Billie Eilish is deep. For one, she's not. She is shit. But she's deeper than all that old shit known as country. People want to say this generation's music is horrible. I mean, a lot of it is, but at the same time, it's produced much better good music than the generations before us as well. I mean, just look at it. Look at alternative rock. Best genre in music, in my opinion, ever, and I don't think it will be topped. Anyways, back to the list. Sleep and Mama. Sadism. Psychoticness. Oh my. These songs are just overwhelming with everything they do. It is utterly brilliant to see how they do everything and how they both project the masochism in different ways, but still being able to get the point across about how the patient is an absolute madman. Okay. Nah. Fast pace, high energy, you know this already. It's like I've said twice before about this. I need to stop that shit. Like I've said twice before about the same song. I know it can be a bit cliche. Well, not cliche, but I know the lyrics are pretty generic at times. But at the same time, the music's just such a fun head bopper that you can't help but enjoy it either way. Famous last words. Are you afraid to keep on living? Are you afraid to walk this world alone? Because I'm not. As much as life may suck sometimes, listening to MCR really makes it better. And Famous Last Words is one of those songs. It talks about, well, basically the patient receives news that there's a way for him to live. So it's up to the listener to decide in their mind whether or not the patient decides to go on or whether he decides to just let death take him. And that's not really what makes it so amazing. I mean, come on. Just listen to the utter angriness in, like, well, I'll tell you, well, not really tell, but I'll do my best to depict how it starts. Now I know that I can't make you stay, but where's your heart? But where's your heart? But where's your... That's how it starts. With all that grit? I mean, you want to start a song with grittiness, it's perfectly fine, Gerard Way. I mean, it gets you a spot in the top 10, without a doubt. And Famous Last Words, it's really just an anthem of not being afraid to handle whatever life throws at you, and being willing to accept the challenges, no matter what may become of you due to those challenges. I'm not okay, I promise. But this song? This is fucking phenomenal. I'm Not Okay is easily one of the best My Kim songs in many people's opinions, and as you can see, I am one of those people. This song carries such a high school feeling, and I am so glad that they made the setting of the music video in a high school. It makes perfect sense. Someone struggling with, well, someone struggling to keep contact with who they are crushing on at the time and starting to slowly hate them, and along with that starting to hate themselves because they ended up finding out that the girl's boyfriend was taking nudes of her in the women's restroom. Yeah, and this actually has a relation to Gerard's own high school crush back then. That's a bit of MCR trivia for you. But, I mean, come on. From the lyrics to the sheer amount of anger, I mean, if there is one actual emo MCR song, it's I'm Not Okay. but it's not the normal, oh, society is so horrible. Nothing is ever my fault. Why can't the world just accept me for who the fuck I am? Damn conformists. It's not that at all. Okay, now we get to the mega fast-paced high energy. Boy Division, House of Wolves, The Sharpest Lives, Thank You for the Venom. Now, House of Wolves and Boy Division moved up from top 15 to all of them in the top 8. These songs are amazing. Where do I even start? I already mentioned the best parts about all of them. They're able to keep that fast pace and high energy along with, well, I'm just speechless. Boy Division, for example, it came from conventional weapons. It immediately punches you, and then it keeps on just, it's like you're a punching bag. Let's say my face is one of those things holding off the top of something, or here. I'm gonna try to do something right here. Let's say I'm right here. That hat represents you. My fist, well, represents the music. That's what it's like. It's just a constant repetition of punchiness that never ends. And like I've said with plenty of other songs, it's just fun the whole way through. There's never a moment that feels boring in any of these MCR songs aside from Disenchanted, which is one of their biggest strengths as a band. Now for House of Wolves, I'm not really sure if I would say it has a lot of religious connection. I personally, well, lost all my faith in any religion, so yeah, now I'm currently an atheist, but I mean, House of Wolves is just phenomenal. The sheer amount of psychoticness that is in this song. I mean, just take a listen before the drums come in. Just listen to that, and that sets you up for the rest of the song. It's basically trying to sound like a crazy animal in a jungle, and that is basically what the song kind of is. Just someone who has went absolutely ballistic and has no regrets. The Sharpest Lives and Thank You for the Venom, I've already talked about. For The Sharpest Lives, a guy coming home in a drunk fit after finding out that he is going to die in 2 weeks and doesn't want to admit it, not wanting to, well, he doesn't want to remember about him having only 2 weeks to live, so he tries to drink everything away. And he's sent through this crazy, well, he's sent through a ton of crazy memories of his past. And this song, like I said with the past two, just repeatedly punching you in the face, amazing. It's just, like I said, brilliant. Thank you for the Venom. Now, if you want to talk about lyrics, this is top Mike Kim lyrics. The lyrics are so complex and confusing that you don't. Okay, one thing that MCR does great is making songs that have a ton of lyrical complexity that make no sense until you look deeper into them, but you feel like you don't need to look deeper into them just because you're enjoying the music so much. That is one of the biggest parts about it. And, well, and Thank You for the Venom. It is at its peak. The energy, I mean, it just, there's about a second before anything starts, and then, it's, sorry that I'm going speechless this many times, but like I said, it's just brilliant. And here comes the top four. The Ghost of You. This, without a doubt, best Gerard Way vocals. Sue me. These vocals are the best that Gerard has ever had. this song is one of the best that Mike Kim has ever made. And have you seen the music video? Normally, I don't care about the music videos when deciding whether to watch a music video or the original, but with this one, it just enhances the experience by 10 times. I'm not going to talk about the music video, but this is about losing someone you love and hold dear and thinking that, well, you can't just forget them, but they can forget you. They probably already have. And just finding a way to mask that and put so much emotion behind it. It keeps itself at a medium pace, medium level energy. But other than that, I mean, well, and I'm not saying those are bad. Those are actually really good, but just the sheer amount of emotion was enough to get this into the top 10. And everything else, the amazing vocals, the phenomenal instrumental, was enough to get it into the top 4. Welcome to the Black Parade, the magnum opus of My Chemical Romance. Okay, this song, what can I say that hasn't been said? It's a classic. Just the feeling of carrying on someone's legacy because you want them to be remembered. You want the impact they had on you to be felt by everyone. This song, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say any more about this song. If you like My Chemical Romance, you know about this song already. Helena. Now, I'm going to explain the backstory to the song first, and that is that Gerard and Mikey Way's grandmother, at that time, I believe it was a year after I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me My Love debuted. Well, Gerard and Mikey Way's grandmother died. Her name was Elena, Elena, and well, they made this song about her. She ended up dying in a car crash, which, well, a lot of the lyrics are hinted to if you look at the backstory, like, just like the hearse you died to get in again, as in literally died, and then can we pretend to leave and then we'll meet again when both our cars collide? I mean, Gerard's voice, it just sounds so angry with what has happened to him, but at the same time, understanding with he understanding about the fact that he can't change this and he just has to accept it. Then you get that slow little "Can you hear me? Are you near me? Can we and then, like I already mentioned, can we pretend to leave and then we'll meet again when both our cars collide? Then it immediately pumps back into the chorus, and just of well the amount of angst that's put into this. It's not just teen angst, it is anger for someone who did nothing wrong being taken for no reason. Not to make anyone feel bad, even, just for no reason. And that's why Helena is an amazing song. The Light Behind Your Eyes. You guys know this already. This was placed at number 1 on my top 10 favorite songs of all time list, and made the number 1 spot on my top 30 My Chemical Romance songs list twice. You already know why I love it so much, so I shouldn't need to explain it. Basically, I'm going to explain as little as possible, because I've done it so many times already. But this song means so much to me. It saved me from suicide more times than I can count. It always just reminds me of those I'm close to, and that I would never let anything bad happen to them. And it's like a message saying, keep carrying on. Everyone needs you, no matter how much you may hate yourself, no matter how much of a horrible person you've been to everyone.
You may not be able to erase the past, but you can try to make up for it. You can try to become a better person. That's what I take from this song. Uh, and for every one of my friends watching this, I'm sorry. I've been an absolutely horrible person. And for some reason, it just never gets through my head to change. To let all. It never gets through my head to just become a better person. To just put in the effort. I'm so sorry for everyone. I've hurt all of you, and I don't know why you still care about me. All I've done is be a manipulative asshole. Why aren't you guys being manipulative back? I deserve it. I deserve the worst feeling anyone can go through. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, guys, this has been Typhlosion787, and I'm out of the house. Bye.